for not having this earlier. Not having the predictions earlier, but predictions will be open in the chat, so you can place your bets on who you believe is going to be our victor here. Who you think advances on to face off against Nightmare? Who gets knocked down to face off against Gumiho? It is up to you to decide. You have 2 minutes upon hearing this message. Best of luck. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, currently teamless, looking for a team, deserving to be on a team. It is Bunny. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss representing Club NV. It is Creator. Again, another reminder, predictions are open in the chat for the next minute or so, so place your bets while you can. And as a reminder, this is a prediction for the entire series, not for the individual game. So, again, it is on the series. Best of luck. You see Bunny going for an economic opener. He gets across the map, going for the eBay block. eBay has been thrown down. Boys are being pulled. Creator very quick to respond to this. He did have eyes on this already. And this eBay should be cancelled. And Creator should still expand on location on the low ground. It is going to be a little bit delayed. And we do deal some economic damage. We go for the second eBay. The second eBay has been thrown down. Bunny being so annoying here. Being such a nuisance. Again, trying to get as much value as he can out of this. Delaying the expansion, forcing out a pylon first. As he does cancel, and Creator can finally expand. He can finally take his natural. Is now on the way. Meanwhile, back at home, Bunny going for a Rax expand himself. Economic opener out of our Terran. Technically, a better economic opener than Creator because of how delayed it was. I guess. It was delayed. Likewise, a lot of lost mining time in the natural base as well, as that was 5 probes pulled, 5 boys not mining. So quite a lot of damage was dealt. You know, behind this, we're going to be getting into our openers. Creator moving out with his probe, actually keeping it hidden towards the left-hand side. I'm curious. Creator, what do you have in store for us? What are we planning here? Reaper dips in, is denied entry into the main. Good position with the Adept. Very nice positioning there from Creator. Probe is still being kept here towards the top left. This could just be, I was going to say it could just be for a scout, but it's too late for a scout at this point. Even for a delay scout. And there it is, the pylon has been thrown down. Twilight Council's on the way. Are we feeling spicy enough for a proxy Dark Shrine? Are we feeling that spicy? Or is this just going to be a proxy gateway to reinforce Blinkstalkers across the map? That's a more sensible option here for Creator. What do we go for? Meanwhile, Adept gets across the map, gets into Mineral Line. Ooh, is going to barely escape. Twilight Council just now finishes. What do we got? There's the Dark Shrine. Let's go. Are we sensible today? No, Bobby, not sensible whatsoever. Dark Shrine has been proxied. Bold move here by Creator. Very bold move. Now, you may be thinking, we scout the probe. No, shall we scout the probe? Bunny's looking. The probe is a big tell. Bunny, he knows that something is wrong. Something is here, and he does come across the proxy. Big scout here by Bunny. I was going to talk about how a Dark Shrine can still deal damage, even with scans, even with orbitals. DTs can still pop off, but alas, Bunny sees all, he knows all. Again, good movement here by Bunny's Reaper. Creator coming in. Are we going to let this finish? Adept is going to chase this back. We just see Bunny back at home getting into his 2-1-1 setup. Prioritizing his starport, now getting into the rest of his Raxes, focusing on harassment. Reaper in the main base goes down. And it looks like we will let this finish. I mean, we can still make use of DTs, that is true. But Bunny should be prepared. I mean, eBay is on the way. Raven is in production as well. We will have plenty of detection. Now, what this Dark Templar is going to do, though, is that it does force turrets, and it does force the Raven to stay at home. Like, we are forcing a reaction out of Bunny. DT gonna waddle on in, but again, the Raven comes out just in time. Bunny, he's safe, he is secure. Yeah, he is ready for it. Creator behind this, taking a third base. Is taking his third, working towards his robo production. Again, only working off of these 2 gateways. And we'll see what direction Creator takes us in. Blink is on the way, which makes the most sense. It is going to be 2-gate Blink into a third. Archon is being morphed in. We can go for maybe some Archon Harass. Speaking of Archon Harass, there's War Prism on the way. A very, like, PvZ-esque approach here. Going for an Archon drop across the map. We'll see how successful it is. It can be quite risky just because, again, we have plenty of range units to work with. Marines, soon to be Stim. We'll see if Creator can gain some value here and make this Dark Shrine worth it. As here come the Archons. The drop is on the way. Meanwhile, Bunny still building up here on 2 bases with his 3-1-1 setup. From here, he has to make a choice. Do we throw down a third CC or do we throw down additional Raxes? I imagine Bunny's going to throw down a third. Again, we are loading into Alcyone, a very large map, very macro-oriented. We do expect a longer game. And there it is. Third CC is in production for Bunny. Archon drop going for the Raven. We go for the Raven. Good juggling here by Creator. He doesn't quite get it. Gets a lot of damage done. Doesn't get it in the end. Does get eyes on the add-ons. The tank is in position. We can soak some shots. We get a handful of Marines. By handful, I mean one. One Marine goes down. Creator backs off. And again, you can see here that it's quite difficult to actually get value here with these Archons. Unless Bunny was a little bit inattentive with his army. But Bunny, he's on top of it. So far, a very secure setup. As he sneaks out with a double drop. Uh-oh. Stim is done. We have Stim, we have combat shields, we have +1. And Creator, he now spots this. Forces a recall. Yeah, we dive on the army. But the Immortal is in position. We shut down the Metamax. We try to. Expensive trade for Creator. Metavac goes down. Dark Shrine is being shut down as well towards the left-hand side. We do warp into DT. We force the scan. That was cute. Slick move there out of Creator. Baiting out the scan. Gets the hell out of there with that DT. He got one swipe and he got the hell out of there. As he comes in with the Archon. Trades well. Here comes the rest of the army. Again, really nice control here out of Creator. Getting some small pickoffs here and there wherever he can. Some nice little trades. Scan once again. Up! Ooh, doesn't miss. Does get the DT. As Bunny, he's now going to be landing his third base on location. As he expands, as he takes his third, Bunny should be pushing. And we are moving out here with our reinforcements. We have tanks, we have Widow Mines. We have an army. And Creator, can we deal with this again? He has no splash damage. I mean, Archons, they can help, sure. But no Colossus. Oh, as we shut down a full Metamac. Again, good pick off by Creator. He did need that. See Bunny rotating around. Doesn't have eyes on the third base. Stim's on forward, but there is no third. No third in position. Archons are moving out for a drop. Again, clean micro there out of Creator. He does pull back in time. Does avoid the fight. And Bunny, he's just been posturing. He goes for the scan. He gets eyes on the third base. Sees it fully saturated. Archon trying to come in from behind. Ooh. As we do force it back. That's an Archon and an Immortal, by the way. Ooh, and it looks like we do pick off the Immortal. Big catch there by Bunny. Gets the Immortal, gets the Archon. Can he get the Prism? Not quite. Yeah, Creator caught with his pants down. Trying to be a little bit too fancy with that War Prism. Gets punished for it. Blink on forward, we take down a tank. But a massive anti-armor missile on the main army of Creator. He has to be careful with how he engages. And you know what, Creator, he has bought enough time when now we have Colossus. Remember, like 1-2 minutes ago, Creator, he was staring down the army of Bunny. He had no splash damage. But now we have 1, soon to be 2. Creator in a much better position now than he once was. Mind Drop coming in. And Mind Shot's going to be going off here. Looks like we will get them off in the workers. In the mineral line. Up. Trying to at least. As we drop into the natural. And Creator, he does notice in time. Loses 3 probes. Not bad. This Creator also slips into the main base, but Bunny has eyes on this. EMP misses the prism. But the Vikings are here, and we should shut this down. Nice pick off there by Bunny. At the same time, Mine Shot's resetting. They reset. We have another mine here. Is it going to go off? Oh, just barely not. As the Widow Mines finally go down. And you can see Bunny, he's the first to max out. Catches some Stalkers. Has a terrifying army. 15 Marauders, 8 Ghosts, a good Ghost count. He has the Raven as well. The Raven does not quite have Disable, but has the anti-armor missile. And auto turrets. Shows the EMPs! Yeah, big EMPs on the army, forcing the overcharge. Storms are on the way. Oh, feedbacks even. The Widow Mines! No! Big connections, both High Templar go down. Creator fumbling a little bit there with the engage. As we do push in, a couple of SCVs to get picked off. I think they were transferring. But alas, we have 2 High Templar left. Storm is on the way. It is still being researched. We need a little bit more time. As Disruptor comes out, gets a Ghost, pushes him towards a Colossus. Again, Bunny in a very awkward position, stuck between 2 armies. And can he collapse on this? He does get on top of the Stalkers. A Gateway unit's going down. He's breaking through on the right-hand side. Storm not coming in. A good EMPs. Nova once again not quite connecting. And Bunny snowballing out of control. Picks Creator's army apart. Where the Storms are not there. GG gets called. And Bunny takes game number 1. Ooh, GG. GG, well played again. Really nice scouting out of Bunny, getting eyes on the tech. Remember, in the early game, Creator, he went for a proxy Dark Shrine. It got scattered, it got shut down. The DTs didn't really do anything. The Archon drops were nice, don't get me wrong. We were able to get some value there, but nothing major, right? It's like, in the end, it was still something that set Creator a little bit behind, and we saw that Bunny was able to just macro on up, get into Assault Economy, get up into his 4-base setup. And that was just a really awkward place there for... Oh. Really awkward place there for our players. 4 Creators to defend. As his army was split up and wasn't split up in an ideal way. Likewise, even though he had a lot of High Templar, there was some good EMPs, and he bled out a couple of High Templar in the lead up to the fight. Imagine if those 2 High Templar survived. Imagine if we had Storms. Then maybe a different game, maybe we survive, maybe the game goes on longer. It's possible. It is possible. Regardless, GG, Bunny does take the first game here, but it's a best of 5. Plenty more matches ahead of us. Let's go. Let's sink our teeth into it. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing himself, currently teamless, looking for a team. And he's been popping off recently, qualifying for GSL, having some good performances at IEM. It is Bunny. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss representing Club NV. Down in this series, looking to fight back, it is Creator. We go. I don't expect another proxy Dark Shrine this series. gonna go ahead and call that one. I don't expect one again here in this series. It's one of those things that you bring out once, whether it works, whether it doesn't. You bring it out once in a best of 5. You don't want to rely on something like that too much, especially now that it has failed, because I'm sure Bunny is now making sure he has that in the back of his mind that, hey, this guy, he's gone for a proxy DC, Dark Shrine before. He might do it again. He's going to be more vigilant when it comes to scouting and confirming that. But again, Creator, he doesn't have to rely on proxies to take it to Bunny. Standard openers are going to be more than enough here. And I'm sure Creator, he can go toe-to-toe with him in a more standard mid-game if we get there. For now, Probe going to be dipping in. It is going to be a Rax Expand here from Bunny. Going to be going for the CC on the low ground. This time there is no eBay block. This time, there's no disruption of the early game from Creator. That's also another thing that did occur last game. Again, there's kind of a lot that kind of came into it. Came into the lead that Bunny found himself in. Came into that game. There's that CC on the low ground here. Again, economic opener from our Terran. Creator going for a standard opener. Gate, Cyber Expand. Nothing too crazy from Creator. Really, we're just waiting for our tech to be chosen and to see what direction Creator wants to take us in. As Bunny won't really be getting into his production stride until a little bit later because of the faster CC. Because of that faster base, Reaper going to be dipping in, Stalker's in position. We zone away that Reaper. Reaper is going to be forced back. And now that we are getting our natural base up and running, Creator should soon be picking his tech of choice. Really does save that probe. And there it is. It is going to be the Twilight Council, hidden behind the main base. Once again, looking like a blink opener. Like, I know that last game, again, this led into a Dark Shrine, but this time there's no proxy. And again, I'm not too fond of going for it 2 games in a row. So it should be a blink-based opener. Second gateway has been thrown down. The question becomes, how many gateways are we going to commit to? 2-gate blink, 3-gate blink, or even 4-gate blink? Or do we pull a Nightmare? Again, if you weren't here earlier today for Nightmare versus Gumiho, if you weren't here for Game 1 and Game 2, Nightmare was an animal. He was an animal, Poppy. Game 1 and Game 2, Nightmare Game 1 went for a 5-gate 2-base blink all-in, and Game 2 he went for a 7-gate 2-base blink all-in. Nightmare, he was just hyper aggressive against Gumiho at the start of the series. I recommend watching it. It was very entertaining. But also shows us that it doesn't have to be just 4 gateways. You can commit a little bit harder, as Creator is going for his expand. So it's going to be 3-gate blink from Creator. It's his go-to. We've seen a lot of Creator's his PvT recently in the ESL Open Cups and in KSL. Hallucination Scout does confirm the Widow Mines. Ooh, as Bunny, he waits for the hallucination to go down and he throws down the 3rd CC. A very fast 3rd, by the way. Very greedy build here by Bunny. Which means, again, he's not going to be aggressive anytime soon. He may go for a mine drop, that is true, but he isn't pushing as he's focusing on his economy. Meanwhile, Creator, he's going to have a pretty safe opener going for 3 gateways. Does mean he has a decent amount of Stalkers. It also means that Creator can counterattack. Here comes the mine drop into the natural. Once it gets dealt with, then Creator can push. So one mine is going to be threatening that natural. At the same time, Reaper and Hellion, they rock up at the 3rd. Again, ideally trying to distract Creator. Creator, he does respond with a Stalker. Does respond, and Bunny doesn't quite go in. Doesn't quite pull the trigger, just waiting for a more opportune moment. Don't blame him. Likewise, we see Bunny getting into the rest of his production, getting into a 3-1-1 setup. But yeah, a 5-1-1 setup. With 5 Raxes being underway. Widowmine Shot coming in, but we don't really get much damage done here. Yeah, 1 probe goes down. So good cleanup, good defense by Creator. And Hallucination does confirm the 3rd base. Now he knows. It's a late scout for Creator, but now he realizes, oh, you have been quite greedy. And your 3rd base, it's about to be up and running. And there we go. We are going for a counterattack. We catch a Reaper in the center of the map. Bunny, he sees the move out. He's getting ready. We have a bunker on the low ground. We have Marines and Marauders in the main base. Ready for a dive into the main. Creator has arrived behind this. Not going into Colossus, by the way. Creator, he's going for Storm. Storm is being researched. Catch a Marine. Oh, pick up a couple of them. Good control at Creator. Doesn't lose anything. Shaves up a couple of Marines at the same time. Oh, did have a drop here towards the south. Was a Liberator. Was shut down. Liberator gets shut down without killing too much. Got a handful of probes. 4th base on the way, and Despite what happened in the last game, despite what happened in the last series, this is a very passive game here between Bunny and Creator. Again, because Bunny rushed into his third, he's just been chilling. Creator trying to catch up with his fourth. Has been applying some light pressure, but nothing too major, as Bunny is coming in with a double drop. Double drop towards the left. Stalker's moving through the center. That means the space is exposed. Yeah, Creator is racing back home. Drop comes in. Protect the pylon, we stim on forward. And can we deny the base? Oh, it's going to be close. The base hitting very low. Storm will connect, but that's a cancel on the fourth. Medevac does escape. At least one does. And Storm has been revealed. And Creator stuck on 3 bases. Bunny taking an economic lead. Oh, as Creator, he hunts down that drop. Does catch the medevac, cleans up all the Marines. Bunny sees the army. He can try to bypass it, but Creator is coming back. You have a drop into the natural base. Once again, Storm's being thrown down, but the army is nicely split. You pick up a medevac, and this drop is getting a lot done. High Templar were not enough. Mine shot goes off in the mineral line. Stalkers are going down, and Bunny pushing towards the third base. He's trying to pull Creator apart. Creator on the low ground. Once again, nowhere he needs to be. Forced to recall. Forced to recall up into the third base. Mine shots going off. Big storm here on the Marauders, but they're Marauders. They can tank some storms. Yeah, we're stimming on forward. There's no shield battery. There's no overcharge. Boys are being pulled, and this is becoming too much. Creator bleeding out so many of those probes. Mine shots going off on the Zealots. Bunny trading so efficiently. His rally is going to be caught out. But he just keeps rallying across the map. He wants to keep on going. He smells blood in the water. Bunny with the supply lead. And Creator without a shield battery. Again, no static defense here whatsoever at the third. It's at the fourth instead. Mine shots going off. We take down the shield battery. Overcharge not able to be used. Creator, he's holding on. He is holding. But he's down 10 workers as he's now getting into his splash damage. A bit of a mixture of things. He's got a Colossus and Disruptor coming out. Fourth base getting saturated. Bunny getting his own fourth on location. He can afford to. He has map control. Creator does see the army, but just because he sees it doesn't mean he can do anything about it. That is the problem. Alright, what we need here is a Miracle Nova. If we can connect with a Purification Nova, with a Disruptor, then Creator, he can deal with this, he can survive. Even if it doesn't connect, if it forces Bunny to split awkwardly, to engage in a weird way. Nova goes off! Takes down a Widowmine, not good enough. Widowmine goes down, we stim on forward. Good kiting here against the Zealots. Again, still no static defense, it wasn't replaced. Who needs shield batteries? They would be nice. They would be nice. It's so risky to again not rely on them. But again, Creator, he is up against the wall. He's spending he's spending all of his resources here on army. Just trying to keep up. We can see Bunny rotating around, getting his fourth base up and running. Pushing on forward. Show us the storms. Decent storm on the army. Decent connection. Yeah, pushing up this ramp is so difficult. Into a concave, into Colossus. Bunny trying to force the issue here. But pushing into this, even with the supply lead, is not going to be easy. And you can see that Creator, he's stabilizing. Creator is stabilizing. His fourth base still up and running. His economy looking decent. I say decent because basically Creator, he's on a 3-base economy. He's still on 60 workers. Ooh, big EMP on the High Templar. Prism goes down. Vikings are going ham. The Colossus will fall as well. As Creator collapses on the army. Unable to connect though. And Creator's army isn't really the best quality here. It's mainly Zealots. Mainly a charge low composition. And can he pull off this defense? As we're still rallying in, you see the Stalkers being sent forward, trying to bait out those Widow Mines. Oh, when I say bait, I mean we typically don't take damage as one Stalker goes down. But Creator will be rotating on over. Bunny out position Creator. He's going for the fourth. Going for the fourth base. A Viking going ham. He catches the Colossus. Both Colossus go down. Oh. Never not quite connecting. Bunny pushing in. And mine just going off. Ooh, the prison taking a lot of hits. At the same time, a big Zealot counterattack here. Creator trying to force Bunny back, and Bunny turns around. Turns back around. A lot of SCVs falling here. A big reaction out of Bunny as we warp in into the main base. Or we drop into the main. And Creator, he can now breathe. Whew. He can establish his fourth. Build up that Colossus count. And you can see the Creator is keeping up in the supply. He's surviving. He is still in this. I will say again, the army supply is a little bit inflated. You can see here that this army is still mainly Zealots. He's got one Colossus, he's got two Disruptors. Looking at the units tab here, he has one High Templar, so one Storm is available. Like, we have very little high quality units, very few high quality units. The EMPs are brutal. Big EMPs. Novas go off. Decent connection. Another Nova does graze the army, connects with the Marauders, but the Concave is real. The engage is brutal, and Bunny, stimming on 40, collapses on the army. The Zealots, they melt, and without the Zealots, there's just nothing else here. As he lands the Vikings, GG gets called, and Bunny takes his lead here, extends his lead in the series, taking a 2-0 lead, one game away from advancing on into the winner's match. GG. One more is all that Bunny needs. And meanwhile, Creator, having a hard time here in this series, specifically in this game. Unfortunately, Creator, he missed the scout, if you remember. He wasn't able to confirm the build of Bunny, wasn't able to confirm how fast, how quickly he was rushing into that base, into that third TC. So as a result, he wasn't able to be greedy and economic himself, unable to keep up with that. Likewise, was forced to reveal his storms early on, if you remember as well. As we are getting into game number 3 here. Creator, he needs your support. He needs your energy. He needs your support here and now to extend the series and to force an ace match. Can he do it? Can he bring it back? Now, as a reminder, to wind it back a little bit, Gumiho was in the same position. Last series, Gumiho was down 2-0, and he clawed his way back in to the ace match. Didn't win the series, but he did force the ace match in the end. Can Creator follow suit? Can he do the same? Not going to be easy, but it all begins on Equilibrium. I want to believe. Let's go. I do want to believe, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Equilibrium, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran representing himself. He is teamless, by the way. He was on Mystery Gaming, now a free agent, looking for a team, looking for support, leading the series 2-0. It is Bunny. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss representing Club NV. Down in this series, he needs your support in the chat here to extend this series, to keep this going, to keep his dream alive. Can he bring it back? It is Creator for Club NV. Here we go again. Equilibrium, another interesting map. It is one of the larger maps in the map pool, has a lot of bases to be taken, can be quite defendable as well. We have seen a lot of split map scenarios on this map just because it is so easy to cut the map in half, because there are so many choke points, so many points of elevation as well. We can have a bit of a longer game here. We have the potential for it, depending on how our players open up. Is going to be on our players here. Overall, though, looks like Bunny going for a Rax Expand economic opener, which makes sense on Equilibrium, just because of how large the map is. Likewise, standard opener out of Creator. There is no proxy pylon, there is no proxy gateway. So no aggression from the Protoss, and economic here by the Terran. Oh, as we do see Creator being a nuisance, causing a nuisance. Being a nuisance here to Bunny. Does delay the CC by like a second or two, as it is now thrown down. But again, at least Creator, he's aware of the opener, so he knows that he's safe in the early game, but nothing too wild is going to be occurring. Really, it's the follow-up. We need to get eyes on how greedy Bunny wants to be. Equilibrium, not a bad map to go for a fast third TC, not gonna lie. Especially the gold. That's one of the big features of this map. There are gold bases, and if you can get into them, they can allow you to snowball out of control. Creator mixing it up, going for a Stargate opener. Okay. For the first time this series, Game 1 we had a Twilight Council, Game 2 also a Twilight Council into Blink, Game 1 was into DTs. Here in Game 3, Stargate. Stargate into, I imagine, Phoenixes here for Creator. Makes sense just because the map is a little bit larger. The chances and the likelihood of your opponent being in your face is a little bit lower. So Phoenixes can give you map control, and they can give you the safetiness and the freedom to take a third and to get into Colossus production. Phoenix Colossus has been the meta and the standard PvT meta for a very long time, for many years, for good reason. It's just a really safe and secure way to open up. There are some of these smaller maps where it is a little bit unsafe to go for that. So we have seen a shift away from Phoenix Colossus for the most part, but I do think that's mainly map-based. Like maps like Oceanborn, maps like Hard Lead, Golden Aura can be quite risky to go Phoenix Colossus. On a larger map, a lot safer. Here it is, Phoenixes are amassing. Bunny with his Reaper Scouts, I believe, was able to get eyes. Wasn't actually able to get eyes on the opener. Didn't see the tech, not yet. Reaper coming in. Reaper slips in, gets one probe kill. Ooh, only one, and doesn't get into the main base, but we do get eyes on the Robo, on the additional gateways, on the Adepts. We do have a piece of the puzzle. We do have a safety Cyclone in production, so Bunny has enough to defend Cyclones and Widow Mines. Ready for an air-based army. Here come the Phoenixes. How many Widow Mines do we have set up? We have 2. Oh, 2 Widow Mines are set up, and the shot doesn't go up. Quick reaction out of Creator. Does pull back. Widow Mines repositioning. I say repositioning, really, but committing to the drop. Oh my god, he's crazy. Okay, typically, if you scout a Stargate opener, that deters you from going for the drop, but no. We double down, we're zooming across the map. Phoenixes are out of position. They're busy harassing and getting guys on the natural, which means they can slip into the main, and there's not much at home to defend. Uh-oh. Again, a risky move here by Bunny. It's possible that he could have wandered into the Phoenixes if they were kept at home, but Creator, he's being active on the map, and he might be punished for it. In the natural, we have a couple of Adepts, we have a couple of Sentries. Phoenixes, they dip in. Yeah, Phoenixes have been spotted, and Bunny goes for the dive. Goes for the drop. Quick reaction out of Creator. The mines! The retargeting! Widow Mine's going to be constantly retargeting here. Shot's going to be going off. 4 probes go down for 2 mines. Good connections here by Bunny. Medevac goes down. Not a bad start here. As Widow Mines are cleaned up. Third base is on the way, and there is that Colossus production as we spoke about. Phoenix Colossus. Very, very meta, very standard play here from Creator. Standard for a reason, though. Again, a solid way to get into equilibrium. Phoenixes, they do spot the army. They're going to slow it down. Colossi are on the way. We have our first Colossus in production as we speak. You can see Bunny try to catch the Phoenixes. Doesn't quite get them, though. Stim still 10 seconds away. We don't want to waste it. As Bunny just rallying everything across the map. And it doesn't have a Raven. Colossus is here. Force Fields, they do shut down one of the Marauders. Widowmine gets picked up as well. Good start to the fight for Creator. Yeah, shaving off more Marines. Bunny has to back off. As he backs off, he may rotate around towards that third. is looking a little bit vulnerable. Speaking of, third CC on the way for Bunny on location. A much later third base this time. Let's try to catch out those Phoenixes. And Job making its way towards the third, but Creator, he's in position. He's ready for it. We have shield batteries, cannons, overcharge, and the rest of the army. Yeah, Bunny is forced back. And Creator's doing well for himself. You know, unlike some of these previous games, Creator, he hasn't sustained too much damage. He's happily on 3 bases. He's up in workers, up in economy. As we mentioned before, Bunny went for a much later third CC this time, and he's being punished for it a little bit. Like, he prioritized his army, and he hasn't achieved too much with that army. He's trying to, don't get me wrong. He's trying to pull apart the attention of Creator, but he has been unsuccessful. See Bunny looking for the Observer. Going for a Doom drop into the main. Uh-oh. Colossus have been spotted. Here in between the bases, that's going to be the green light here for Bunny to go in. It does dive into the main base. Phoenixes are their own position though. And we have one Colossus. Is one enough? The rings, they stim on backwards. Mine shots going off here on those Phoenixes. But no big connections. And it looks like Creator, he will shut this down. Yeah, forces the pickup. Chases down the Metamax. He gets one. He gets two. Barely almost a third. But again, the economy of Creator untouched. He's still on 66 probes. Still on a solid worker count. Bunny does get the Cybercore. Gets a Sentry. Gets some pickups. Behind this, we're building up towards a Ghost Academy, Ghost Production. Vikings on the way as well. Creator getting a 4th base. Bunny forced to retreat. And again, I do have to say the Creator, again, he's just had a much stronger start this time. The best start he's ever had in this series. But did I speak too soon? Vikings going ham. We're diving on the army. Where's the support? We need reinforcements for the Colossus. The concave is real and Bunny's breaking through. Gets a Colossus. He gets one. Charge is not done. 3 seconds away. The slow loss, they do nothing. And we pick off half of them. A big chunk of Zealots go down. A bit of an anti-timing by Creator. Engaging and attacking with slow lots at the same time though. We do harass across the map. We force Bunny back. But that was a good fight for Bunny. That was a good engagement. Creator now has charge. It's going to be warping in. It's going to be reinforcing. Bunny, he catches the probes. No! The transferring workers, they do get shut down. 7 probes full. We force a recall. And we stim on the army. Oh my god. Bunny with no fear. He gets one. He gets both Colossus. Was that worth it though? That's what I have to say. Was that worth it as we chase down the army? We chase down the Metamax. Well, maybe it was. Looking at the trades here, it was 2 Colossus and 10 probes for a good chunk of Bayou. 9 Marauders, actually. Again, I don't know if I'm convinced there by Bunny's choice. He's crazy. He sees a recall, he just stims on top of it. He's crazy. Maybe he wasn't expecting that many Zealots. Yeah, as Creator, he takes the supply lead. Reinforced with more Colossus. Again, that fight did go well for him. So we're down to 7 Marauders. Widow Mines. Oh! Shot somebody going up. Decent EMP. We have 1 more Widow Mine left. Bunny picking up a couple of units. Picking up a couple of units as we do collapse on this. Even Boys being pulled for a moment there. Creator, he wants to commit. Archons, they push in. They run into the SCVs. Good EMPs there by Bunny. Takes down an Archon. Yeah, catching out the Zealots. Creator not quite pushing in. Not yet. As Bunny pulls back. Did lose a couple of SCVs. More workers being pulled just to repair. And again, I'm not so sure if Creator can really break this. Big EMPs on the army. Oh my god. Again, most of Creator's army caught out in that. is forced back once again, but he's back up to 2 Colossus Disruptors on the way. And I appreciate this from Creator. He retreats. I feel like if we stuck around a little bit longer there, he would have lost so much. The EMPs were brutal. Creator, he respects the army. He retreats, getting his 4th up and running. Likewise, so is Bunny. Now, what's important about what just happened? Creator, he was threatening a push in between the bases. He was dancing with the army. He wasn't touching the economy. This 4th base, untouched. It was left alone, and now it's getting up and running. So Bunny, he's keeping up with the economy of Creator, if not exceeding the economy of Creator. And Creator doesn't know. He doesn't see. He did not scout that 4th. He's here towards the north instead, maybe looking to deny the northern base. Setting up for a Zealot run-by. Because of this, Bunny, he's keeping up and, again, about to max out. Bunny's about to max out with Bio, with Vikings, with Ghosts. No Liberators yet. But Bunny, is he ready for a fight? Good EMPs! And Colossus goes down instantly. The EMP plus the Vikings is brutal. Never goes off. No connection though. Bunny does kite back well enough. Zealots, they come in for a backstab, but we have reinforcements to defend. Zealots are being cleaned up. We do kill 9 SCVs, which is pretty substantial. But what about the armies? What about the main fight? Was not insignificant. That's what I was looking for as we deny the gold. Gold base is denied. Bunny rotating around. Meanwhile, Creator, as he's been bleeding out his Colossus, he's replacing them with Disruptors. The Disruptor count is getting quite high. As some more Zealots come in. Creator going for non-stop run-bys here, but he's being cleaned up. Not worth of a Creator. As he gets caught out. Yeah, Creator out of position. We dive on the Nexus. He misses the army. And the base will go down. Let's go up. Connecting with Marines. Ooh, Ghosts go down. A big connection towards the end. Creator. We just need a couple more Novas like that. He is on the hunt. Trying to collapse on the army. Never getting a Marauder. DTs and Zealots into the main. Getting some value here, but Creator, he just lost the base. Thankfully, does have another on the way. But Bunny, he isn't done. Isn't done, not yet. Let's see Creator trying to collapse on this. Novas are going off. That's a lot of Novas. Big connections on the right-hand side. Ghosts are getting caught out, and Creator, he swallows up the army. Yeah, big catch here from the Protoss. Takes down the Vikings. Collapses on the Marines. And Bunny, he bleeds out a lot of supply. Getting Creator, he can still take this. Never takes out a Widow Mine. Again, he may have lost the base, but hey, he's still got a 4th up and running. He still has mining. Oof. He'll take some hefty mines to the face. Takes the others down. How many Disruptors do we have? 6 Disruptors. 6 Novas available. We can see Bunny trying to get into Liberator production, but he needs more time. The Vikings, they're not helping, not anymore. Novas, they're going to be forcing Bunny back. Time and time again. We get on top of the base. Can we take down the workers? Can we take down the SCVs? Yeah, the choke point working against Bunny. Big connection as well. Bunny, he just cannot push into all these Disruptors. The Nova's just constantly going off. The base goes down. And Creator, has he done it? Has he broken through? He's so close. Never goes off. He's so close. Gonna be losing some probes across the map. 10 workers go down. Creator just bullying his way forward towards the natural. Bunny being patient. For the MPs. Once again, the balls, they may just be a little bit too good. We're running out of Disruptors. Running out of Purification Novas. We collapse on the army. A lot of Disruptors go down. Ooh, that was how many? 5 Disruptors fell. And we have, what, 1 left? Yeah, 1 left with the main army. So really patient play out of Bunny. He may have lost the base, but he still has an army. As a Creator, he wants to try to force the issue. Not a bad connection, but that was the only Disruptor. And without more disruptors, Bunny, he has the better concave. He has the defender's advantage. Oh god, it's so close. Creator just barely cannot break through. GG gets called. Again, he ran out of disruptors, ran out of novas, and GG Bunny, he survives, and he takes the series 3-0. GG. Well played here, Bunny. He does take it in the end. That was a much closer game is what I will say. A much closer game between Bunny and Creator. Did go quite far there in game number 3. As we saw, Creator was doing very well for himself. He was engaging nicely. He was sending out novas. He was zoning Bunny away. We saw that maybe he was being a little bit too trigger happy. We saw that when Creator, I think he was 3 of his disruptors were on cooldown. That is when, and it was after the killed base, the CC was killed. After that moment, Bunny, he collapsed on the army. He noticed that, hold up, you don't have any or many disruptor shots left. So he dove on the army, was able to focus on those disruptors, had a really good trade, and Creator lost a lot of momentum there. He lost all of his momentum in that moment, got dealt with, got shut down, and bled out too many high-tech units. GG, well played. Congratulations. Congratulations to Bunny as he advances on into the winner's match. And speaking of, let's see if we can have a better outlook, a better read on what is going on. Un momento here, un momento. Por favor. Here we go. You can, of course, !B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back of yourselves. Again, a bit of a discussion going on between our players, but there it is. We have our GSL group. Shout out to Kuro, by the way. She's a spreadsheet extraordinaire, and she was making the spreadsheet during the series, during the game. During the game here, as we did have our 2 matches wrapping up. We had Nightmare versus Gumiho, and Nightmare was able to bring Gumiho down just barely 3-2, advance on into the winner's match. Likewise, Bunny takes down Creator 3-0, and we avoid any mirror matchups. I'm a little bit surprised. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit surprised. No PvPs and no TvTs yet. Can we avoid the mirror matchups for the entire night? We'll see. We shall see. So in the winner's match, we have Nightmare versus Bunny. Coming up next in not a best of 5, best of 7. Best of 7 here between Nightmare and Bunny. They have both proven their mettle in their respective matchups, with Nightmare advancing on over Gumiho and Bunny advancing on over Creator. But now, how do they compare to each other? How do they compare? Let's go.